shouldn't even be here right now. And there were nights where I wanted to just disappear. I'd pray to just not wake up in the morning. But 130 days ago, I decided to fight for my life. And today, I want to share my personal experience with addiction and how I'm starting to feel freedom from that addiction. Not with luck, not with motivation, but with truth, pain, and purpose. Growing up, I wasn't the kid that stood out, except for being picked on. Now, I was bullied a lot. Like, I know most kids go through name calling and stuff like that, but from my experience anyway, I had a lot of name calling all the time. Stuff like Ginger, Fatty, and yeah, they're funny looking back, but in the moment, I hated my life, and really deep down, all I wanted to do is fit in. My parents divorced when I was about 10, and my dad was deep in his own addiction. My mum was trying to hold everything together, and I just felt lost in the middle of it all. I didn't have an outlet, and as much as my mum tried, no one truly understood the pain that I was going through. And to be honest, as a kid, I didn't know how to ask for that help that I needed. So after college, when I was about 18, I did try a joint, but I didn't really enjoy it. Like, I didn't get any feeling from it anyway. And slightly prior to that, I'd been to a couple house parties and just drank, but I didn't enjoy the feeling of being drunk. Although when I did have the drink in my hand, I would try and get rid of it as fast as I could, because I think it made me look cool. Deep down, again, I just wanted to fit in. So my friend told me he found this thing called THC, which you can vape. It's the psychoactive compound that's in weed, unless you didn't know. And we all got in his bedroom, and before you knew it, we were all high, passing this thing round. And you know what? Although it didn't feel peaceful, I felt an essence of togetherness, something that could bring us together and make me fit in. I was now that cool person that was escaping reality. And you know what? I did have an essence of that silence as well. My brain could just shut off. All them negative voices that I'd learned from being in school and being bullied, they were all gone. But looking back, the only thing is I didn't know the cost of that high. And I'm not just talking money. One night turned into weekends. Weekends turned into weekdays. And then weekdays turned into every day. And before I knew it, I wasn't in control anymore. Taking this little vape to work and getting high. Moving from working in retail to working in a bank. This thing just followed with me. I'd wake up and be scrambling around the bed for it. It'd be the first thing I think of and the last thing I think of when I get in bed. And the crazy thing is, I would lie to everyone to protect the one thing that was destroying me. There's a point where you're not living anymore. You're just surviving in between each hit. I had to have this thing. You know, when my vape died and I'd have to wait for it to recharge, I hated that. So I'd buy another vape and I'd have one vape on charge whilst the other one was in my mouth. So when that one died, I could just swap them over, meaning I never got a break. And there was a point where I had to acknowledge that the cost that I was getting this thing at meant that this wasn't THC, and it's more than likely spice. And most people, when they hear that, they're like, whoa, 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 you're addicted to spice. How are you not off your face? Trust me, I was like a zombie. Like, look at this video on screen. It's me, right, absolutely off my face, waking up after being passed out from this spice vape, and my partner at the time passing me a roll-on deodorant and me thinking it's a vape and trying to vape it in my mouth. Like, as someone that's come from a good family and have everything pretty much that I needed, it's just sad. But that's the life that I chose. I was telling myself, I'm fine. I can just stop when I want to. But that's the lie that addiction tells you. It had me exactly where it wanted me. But obviously this video isn't going to cover every single thing that I've done. But in 2019, it was like my pills era. In the peak of it, I'd probably have like 5 pills every single night. There was times where we'd buy 100, 200 pills from the dark web. Alone is risky as fuck. And then we'd each take like 10 each into a club, sell like 5, take like 3 or 4, and we've pretty much got a free night out. My dad, who knew his demons all too well, eventually said to me, look son, you're following the exact same path that I was, and if you don't nip it in the bud now, you're gonna lose everything, meaning the things most precious to me, my 2 beautiful boys. And the thing that hit hardest was knowing that he was spot on and that I was already beginning to lose them. I had no direction, no self-trust, definitely no self-respect. I remember at some points I didn't bath or shower for as long as like 2-3 months. Like, what sort of life is that? Fuck. Sorry, saying some of this stuff is just hitting me because I've not spoke about it in a while. Checking into rehab was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Walking through them doors felt like admitting defeat. Saying goodbye to my mum and my partner of the time was so difficult. And yeah, I had the lads of rehab to hold their arms around me, but I felt like I just didn't fit in. There was times where we had such a good time, but I actually checked out early at around 40 to 50 days. The first days were brutal in there. I I remember writing in my journal, like, we'll call him Harry, someone at the rehab. Harry looked hella scary, but he's actually really soft. But regardless, I'm shitting myself. These were the sort of things that I'd write in my journal. I was scared to be around this group of people because big groups of lads were the kind of people that bullied me in school. So I think it brought everything back. This is the first time I've ever mentioned this online, but I actually had problems with my sexuality growing up. I had a sexual experience when I was 6 or 7, and it's just, I don't know, it's overwhelming. So I think with the manager of the rehab, we kind of agreed that I need more specialist care around that, but that's still something that I'm struggling to find help for. But right now, that doesn't control my entire life, you know? I've kind of got some acceptance around that. But leaving rehab early meant for me that everyone's addiction journey is different. Would I have benefited from the 9 months? Maybe. But am I okay now? Yeah, I know what I need to do, and I'm doing it. I'm not perfect, I slip up all the time, but I'm a hell of a lot better than I was. And my worst day in recovery is 10 times better than my worst day in addiction. Sleeping in a car park. Yeah, nice one, John. When I got out, the world hadn't changed, but I was journaling, going to the gym, taking daily inventory, building routines, and learning who I actually was underneath all them layers of addiction and all them years. 130 days clean might seem insignificant for some people, but the miracle is, behind every single one of them days was a choice to fight, a choice to feel, a choice to live. And that's why I started sharing my story online, because someone out there right now, maybe even yourself, is going through what I was going through. Obviously, you've got your own path, but maybe you are deep in addiction and you just want to feel heard. You can get better, because I did, or I am doing it right now. If you're watching this and you're struggling, please listen. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. You just need to take the next right step. So rebuilding your life isn't easy, but that's why I built the 7-day Boundless Rebuild Challenge. It's not just about staying sober or being clean. It's about rebuilding your confidence, your routines, and your life. I don't care where you're at on your journey, whether you're at day 1, day 1,000, or maybe you're still using. You can rebuild these routines and get control of your identity again. I will link the 7-day Boundless Rebuild Challenge in the description of this video, because it's already helped about 6 or 7 people. So why can't you be the next? That's all. If this video's helped you, drop a comment, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more real conversations about recovery and rebuilding your life. I've been Johnny James, and I'm reminding you to find hope, stay sober, and live happy. I'll see you in the next one.